Our next adventure was in Cambodia, specifically at Angkor Wat, which is a temple complex that's located in a northwest region near Siem Reap. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
It spans about 400 acres or 162 hectares and was built in the early 12th century, which makes it approximately 900 years old. It took nearly 30 years to build and included the help of about 300,000 laborers and 6,000 elephants. It's estimated that it took over 5 million tons of sandstone to build Angkor Wat. Each block can weigh up to 1,500 kilograms or 3,300 pounds, and was taken from the mountain Nam Kulin, which was 31 miles away.
In current times, they still have to do maintenance on the sandstone, and we even saw it while we were there. They used a pulley to lift these gigantic masses. It was incredible to see the process. And this is a joint partnership between many different countries, including Germany, the United States, and Italy, that are each working on a different piece of the temple.
Monkeys are very native to the area, and you can see them all around the temples. They seem quite comfortable with people, and this one in particular gave us quite the show.
So many of the temple walls are filled with engravings, each of them telling a story of the past. Giant tree roots have entangled themselves throughout the temples. We really appreciated our guide here. He was incredibly knowledgeable, and since he grew up near Siem Reap, he was able to tell us so many facts about the area and personal stories.
In addition to tours, he also works for National Geographic and helps out whenever they are planning trips to Angkor Wat. He also helps organize an English school for kids, which is really amazing. Got the golden ticket.
Four of us. Us two plus two ghosts.
Yep. After waiting for the credit card machine to work for
the payment took about 30 minutes.
The boat ride will be about 2 hours.
Worth it. We had the opportunity to tour the floating village in Tonlé. It was so fascinating to see. From the looks of it, it felt like a giant mooring field of boats, aside from the fact that the houses couldn't move as easily as boats. In fact, they used piles of sticks as moorings.
People who lived out there had small boats that brought them to land, and we frequently saw people cooking and hanging around. We even got to go on one of them that was a market and also had crocodiles.
There are 3 crocodiles about to make the leap to the neighboring platform. woke up quite early to head to Preah Vihear, which is a temple near the Thai border that took about 4 hours to drive to. It was quite fun because we got to learn a lot more about Cambodia's culture and history. That's so steep. In the 70s to the 90s, the entire country was at war, and it was really common for kids to own AK-47s to protect themselves, and from a really young age they would start to learn how to fight and shoot.
It was common for kids to be in the army. They'd go out and collect food at night and then play with the other kids on the enemy side, in this case Vietnam soldiers and vice versa, and collect food at the same time. But then the next morning, the war would be at full speed and each would be on their own side with their guns fighting against each other. In today's world, Cambodia seems to be in a phase of big development. Tourism seems to be thriving and kids spoke English very well, and were generally really excited to say hi to us on the streets.
So we're looking at Thailand over there. So we're in the third of 4 different constructions.
Yeah.
I guess the main temple is up there.
But this is one of the main ones. It's one of the bigger ones that we've been in so far. And
just up the mountain.
Yeah, up the mountain.
There's
a little
always
bit of climbing. Yeah. Each one of these blocks, it was made by hand from sandstone and then carried all the way up here. So when you think about that, we don't have it so bad just walking, right?
Yeah. At least we're not carrying those big stone blocks.
Temple construction now, and still
there's one more,
not the main one. But we're definitely getting closer.
We've now reached the main part of the temple.
There's the construction in Preah Vihear, so we officially made it. There's no more to climb.
So we've reached the very top of Preah Vihear. The view is stunning.
We made it to the top. It's so pretty here.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the view is incredible. We're at Koh Keh Temple and we're walking around.
And so far this seems to be the most colorful one.
Yeah.
There's brick, which is pretty unique compared to all the other temples so far.
Yeah, and there's a really big moat that goes around it.
We're gonna go up to the very top. We've just made it to the very top.
We did it!
Koh Keh.
found the corner of the wind gods.
I love hearing all the sounds from up here. You can hear a lot of different birds and the cicadas and some people. A motor.
Yeah, it's pretty peaceful.
So we're at the entrance, the west entrance of the Preah Temple right now.
We're about to go inside and take a look around. These are nagas, which are the bridge to the temples, and essentially they were snakes. And then you can see over there, they're the lions guarding all temples and the stairs up to the temples, because they were supposed to be protectors. And over there, it looks like a field of grass that you can run through. Do you want to go for a run?
Sounds like a swim.
Yeah, it's a pond.
We went to Banteay Srei to visit. It's a 10th century temple, and it's around 22 miles or 32 kilometers from Angkor Wat. The temple is known as the Pink Temple because it was mostly made out of pink sandstone. There were pretty views all around, and we even saw a band playing traditional Cambodian music. It was really inspiring since the entire band had an injury from a landmine. Cambodia has a lot of landmines from the war. Nearly 20,000 people have died since 1979, and even today roughly 65 people die per year.
The goal is to be landmine clear by 2025. They have one system for clearing them that involves teaching rats to smell TNT right before eating.
Where are we now?
We're on the bus and we're going to Phnom Penh, and the fun thing is it's a sleeper bus.
What? What does that mean?
It means we're in
Whoa!
bed.
We have a bed. That is crazy. Look at that. There's beds everywhere. And it's super crowded.
We just got to Wat Nam.
And we're gonna go check it out.
So it's interesting being in Wat Nam right now because it's a pretty big contrast to Angkor Wat. Just you can tell the styles and the architecture is a lot different here.
The features are pretty much the same in terms of the Nagas present and the lions, but
Yeah.
in Angkor Wat, everything is just bare sandstone that's exposed, whereas here there's paint everywhere,
Yeah.
lots of color,
Yeah.
lots of gold. So
Yeah.
it looks like it's
More
actively being used.
Yeah, and more modern almost.
Yeah. Hey Beeps, can you please show us how these birds move? That looks pretty accurate. That looks pretty accurate.